We're back.
And deader than ever.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Tamara.
And this is
Ghoulbeans.
How are you?
I'm so tired. I could throw up.
Me too. Do you have coffee?
I sure do, baby.
Oh, and a little ghosty mug.
This is the Target mug for this season. I didn't get him. I don't know.
Is that for this season? This
season's ghost mug.
That looks exactly like the one that I spent like 3 years getting. I got like 4 of them.
I'm sorry, but to tell you, they're in every Target right now that I walk into. They've overloaded them.
It was when I lived in Colorado. I needed something to live for anyway.
Oh, yeah. You were like...
What are you going to do?
What's going to make my life worth living? I had a ghost mug. Or, I wanted the ghost mug. I think you have it. It's holding the pumpkin.
No, I don't.
Oh my god, I'm going to kill myself. I want that one so bad, but they're like... obviously, I think resellers are all going to hell. Sorry.
I agree. All Bath and Body Works is already expensive. I wanted that like witch hand candle holder.
Oh my god, yes. Well, they stole that idea.
Did they?
Yes, because there's like this person on TikTok, this small shop on TikTok, where they're like holding. It's a full candle. Even the hands are a candle, and it's like a crystal ball, and it's like holding the crystal ball. It's so fucking pretty. I can't justify the price to myself, but yeah. So, like, I knew that witch hand candle holder was going to go viral, but, like, I'm not fucking spending that much money. I'm, like, in my mind, everything's makeable. So I'm like, I'll make it.
That's my problem. That is Judy Rowan's fault because we went to craft fairs, and I was like, oh, can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get this? She's like, no, we're here to take pictures because I can make all this. And she could, and bless her heart, but, like, I can't actually make the witch hand candle holder.
And like, do you want to? Like, right. That's the thing. Like, we have to start asking the titular question, which is before am I gonna make this? Is do I want to make this?
Right. Do I want to research? Do I want to spend that money? Do I want to have supplies and tools for a project that is only gonna happen once, and then I'm gonna look at those tools forever? If I'm never gonna throw them out. Do I want
to spend money on supplies that I might not ever use again? Exactly. Or have the worst time making it only for it to look a third of what I wanted it to look like?
The answer is probably what I'm going to do.
Like, I'm gonna do it. Do I want to? No.
Oh, I don't want to do that. But I want that.
And I don't want to spend $50 for that. I'll spend $50. I'll spend $70 for the supplies to make it myself and shittier.
I'll spend $100 where I could have spent $50, and I'm like, but I made it myself, so like realistically, it was cheaper.
And I can like make it again if I wanted to.
And like I could probably sell it if I wanted to.
Oh my god, stop! I'm getting upset with myself because that is so real.
What coffee do you have in your cute little ghost mug?
I'm in the season where I'm putting pumpkin spice seasoning in everything.
Oh my god, I never even...
Yeah. You get pumpkin pie seasoning, and then you put that shit in anything, and it becomes pumpkin pie.
Hello? Yikes.
You weren't recording?
No, I've been recording. I just, I adjusted the levels while you were talking, and that was dumb as fuck. Okay. We're good. Pumpkin pie spice seasoning. No, pumpkin pie seasoning. Yeah, that is good. Also, make sure that you know what you're grabbing.
Yeah, because that could have been really bad. Like, what if that had been, like...
allspice.
Cumin. You would have had taco coffee.
Taco coffee.
Well, this is a new segment.
This is a new segment. It is bitching hour.
Wow. Rest in peace, roasted and ghosted.
Yeah, roasted and ghosted.
Should we have a moment of silence for roasted and ghosted?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about as far as I can go without talking. Roasted and ghosted served us well. It just kind of kept us in a box. So now, a little bitching hour. We're just going to talk about whatever we want that's spooky. I mean, literally the same premise, just less restraints.
Yeah, so like we didn't really have a section or an outlet where we could just like talk freely and there wasn't a necessarily a goal or like um I don't know, nothing that's like freeing enough. So we usually used roasted and ghosted as kind of that outlet, but the premise of roasted and ghosted is that would be either roasting or ghosting being a good thing. Um so, a topic or, you know, whatever miscellaneous things we wanted to. But then we were very often not roast. So
Sure.
so we were like, what's a topic we could do, or like what's a section we could do that kind of allows us to have more freedom. And bitching hour, obviously play on witching hour, came to fruition, and we're gonna bitch and we're gonna moan and we're gonna clap and we're gonna scream and we're gonna be happy and we're gonna cry. Maybe not today.
That's my mantra when I wake up.
I'm gonna bitch, I'm gonna moan, I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna cry.
Let's start. I'm gonna cry. It's definitely gonna be crying. I wanted to say, guess what? Your gift came in, and I am so pumped.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm like nervous.
I am so excited. I'm like slightly worried you like won't be as pumped, but that's okay. Like I am pumped.
I'm pumped over your gift. I don't know if you'll be.
Well, you know how like you like build something up in your head and then you're like this might not be as cool as I think it is, but I think it's gonna be. I think you're gonna like it. And you know what? If you don't, that's fine. There's cinnamon all over my desk.
Ew, don't let Sammy up there.
So yeah, that's very exciting. What?
My stomach went.
Oh no. Do you have cream in your coffee?
Half and half.
Oh no. You're gonna have to like
Half dairy-free coconut milk and half heavy cream.
Oh my god, wait, they don't sell that in the store. You made that cursed concoction.
It's because I don't want I like the flavor of the coconut milk. Like there's a certain like coconutty vibe that like I like, and then I don't like how thin it is though. Like that's the compromise. So I like, and normally I have like thick coconut milk. I was like, that'd be great.
Oh no! Don't you have a meeting downtown? Why would you put that risk on yourself?
That is a brand new building. I know the toilets work. But yes, for today's bitching hour, we are going to be covering the general topic of witches.
Oh, I want to let you know that I woke up straight at witching hour, 3 a.m., just like ready, like couldn't go back to sleep. So I don't know what that means. I think it's approval for our segment.
Yeah, me too. Actually, is it the first day of fall?
Oh my god, is it? Let me Google. Quick Goog.
Do a quick Goog.
What day is the first day of fall? September 22nd. Bow, 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 bow. They were like, welcome. I was like, please.
Wow, okay. That's amazing. First day of fall, bitching hour, brand new us. Same old us.
New me, new hours.
So that being said, I thought I would acknowledge the fact that it's Hispanic Heritage Month. It is very weird. They gave us the 15th to the 15th.
That is weird.
I know. It like starts with the weekend before Mexican Independence Day, or like the weekend of Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah.
But Mexicans and I think Latinos alike just like start celebrating September 1st.
Perfect.
Which, good for us. And so I thought I would bring up some little facts about like witchcraft in the Latinx culture, specifically Mexican. So, if you're a male witch, you're a brujo. And if you're a female witch, you're a bruja. And brujeria, which is like witchcraft, is a complex blend of indigenous, African, and European cultures and influences. Indigenous people were obviously like more holistic, and like their idea of like spirituality was very tied to nature and like creator, not so much destroyer. And then obviously when they were colonized, the Franciscan friars, if I ever see a friar, it's on site. The Franciscan friars introduced the idea of the Christian devil. And from there, it was a very creator-destroyer, way of thinking. So then, like, the Christian devil obviously did not exist until the Spaniards brought it over. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it wasn't, like, a part of their culture. And so now, like, Mexicans are very tied to Catholicism, even though that's really not the original religion.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was thinking about just like, not brujeria, but like, just like superstitions that I knew of growing up. Mm-hmm. One of which is the evil eye. I don't know. What is your understanding of the evil eye?
Okay, my understanding of the evil eye is like you catch someone's bad vibes, basically. Like they have ill will towards you, and like that negativity gets stuck to you. Mm-hmm. And so there's certain like different rituals to both see that you have the evil eye on you, and also to like cleanse it. Like that's all I know.
Yeah, I mean that's my basic understanding as well. I was told that you could get the evil eye, like, something that you're supposed to do is, like, if you're pregnant, mm-hmm. and somebody, like, is like, oh, can I touch your belly? You have to let them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because otherwise, I think it's the baby will have the evil eye, or you'll have the evil eye.
Oh, wow. I feel like it'd be like you wouldn't want them to touch you, because then, like, what if they have, like, negativity or something?
And, like, that's the same thing with the baby. Like, if somebody's, like, staring at your baby and, like, clearly being like, oh, my gosh, so cute, you have to, like, offer to let them, like, touch their hand or their foot or something so that, like, they don't... It's, like, the wanting is so much that you have to, like, extinguish it.
Oh, my gosh. It's a good thing I, like, squeeze Sammy every time I look at her.
I'm like, I wonder if that works with pets. I bet you it does. My God. I bet you $1 million there's Mexicans cleansing their dogs of the evil eye. I know that there is. And probably cats too. Another one is the egg.
Yeah, that's the one I know. That's to like see it, right? Like that's to tell if you have the evil eye.
That's to tell if you have, and also I think it's also a cleanse, so like it removes it and then you can see it. Okay. So like the egg is rubbed all over you by a woman who knows what she's doing.
Don't just like get an egg and be like, I got this.
No, do not. You will get salmonella. And then you got salmonella and the evil eye. Double homicide. So, and she like basically she does a prayer and she rubs the egg all over you and she cracks it in a glass with water and then like examines the yolk and the way that the egg looks in the cup. So like I have seen on TikTok and like in my own personal experiences somebody crack the egg in a cup and there's like black in the yolk. Or like blood in the yolk.
That's so nasty.
Or a double yolk.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Google it.
Okay. People are saying that it's good luck actually if there's double yolk. Yeah.
Well, I know that my mom's had it done.
The cleanse?
Yeah. I know that she's had it done. I believe it was after she was a teenager and she was like walking home with her friend and a car like started following them at night, like headlights on real slow, like full, like following them. and like following them, and then she was at this point running through yards and it was still following them, like
Oh my
literally.
God.
Yeah, no, she describes this to me as like she was like hurdling fences. She never lets me forget that she was hurdling. And they were like hiding in her friend's house, and it like went past her friend's house, like,
Damn.
yeah. And so I believe that's whenever she had the cleanse done of the evil eye, because clearly that person like wanted to get to her so bad.
That's so horrifying.
I think, you know how like white people go to like Mexico and shit to like do ayahuasca and like see dead relatives.
Yeah.
I also think that they go to get like these cleanses.
Yeah.
And I want to know if I were to go to Mexico and get a cleanse, is it the same thing as a white person getting a cleanse?
Probably not, I would say, right? Because, like, just the culture and the heritage aspect of it, like, being just, like, you know, like, the passed down through the bloodline kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a little different. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're getting a cleanse, yeah, I don't know.
I'll ask them when I'm down there. Be like,
Yeah.
do you feel like I'm just a white person, like, or an American person? That's because that's what's hindering me of like the idea of it. Is I'm just some American going down there who's not real. I mean, other than being Mexican,
Right.
well, I guess I am tied to the culture
For sure.
But like, so it is different. It's different.
I think it's different, and I think like there's also like I don't know, like the ancestors come out in different, like I think of like for me it'd be like a Celtic ritual, you know, like that would be different.
It would be just a bunch of like potato farmers.
Just setting potatoes on fire.
No, mashing them or something when they set them on fire.
I don't know.
There's a famine.
A ritual needs fire, I think.
Yeah. I'm thinking of another superstition where if you see a dog shitting, like if you look at a dog and it's pooping,
so many dogs
you'll get a sty on your eye.
Ew, that's never happened to me. Thank goodness. I'm knocking on all the wood.
So now I don't.
Away.
Like, I do not. Like, if I see like, if we're driving and we see a dog, like, walking and it clearly is about to go take a shit, I literally look away.
I feel bad, though, because Bo looks at me for protection. He's like, do you have my 6 at all times when he's pooping? So, like, I want to, like, let him know that I got him.
And you standing there isn't enough. You have to make eye contact with him.
He stares at me like...
Yeah, I know. Dogs do that. But I don't... I'm like, I'm out here. Look at me. I'm surveying the land. Like, I got you.
You can see that I'm on watch right now. That's...
Yeah. And then another superstition is about La Llorona. Like, she's like our number one
head bitch.
She is head bitch. And she's not a witch. I don't know why when I like was thinking of like stuff for the topic of witches, she comes to mind. And even she's not a witch though. She's a ghost.
Yeah.
So we'll save her for another time. But yes, she's like another like superstition, like don't go out late at night near body water. Or, like, yeah, or she'll be crying for her kids. That being said, I thought I'd move into some pop culture witches.
Perfect. I looked up some pop culture witches too, so now we got...
Okay, you go first.
So, for like the hags, like Disney takes on the full arsenal of like the witches in like all the fairy tales and stuff like that. Maleficent, Rapunzel, what's her name? Gothel?
Mother Gothel.
Ursula is a witch. She's a baddie as well.
She is a sea witch, and I never think of Maleficent when I think of witches, but I guess she is. Like, I feel like she gives more witch in the cartoon version.
She does. She definitely does. Because she also turns
Bitch,
into
that
a dragon.
green face is so cunt. It is so fucking snatched. She looks so good. I don't like that Angelina Jolie didn't put on a green mug. Like,
me neither.
Put on a green beat, girl.
Commit to the bit.
Literally. Although she did have those...
She did, but I don't know.
Cheekbones is what I said, audience.
That was for her and not for Maleficent. She's like...
That was for her and not me.
No, it was not for me. And then the witches that I guess like that I grew up with watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Mm-hmm.
That cat. Are familiar?
Bing. Oh no, not Binks.
What's his name?
Oh my god, I can't believe I don't remember his name. Salem.
Salem, of course. Salem.
Oh my god, Salem. I loved Salem. Salem in the 90s version, right?
Yeah.
Not this fucking weird ass.
No. The 90s version, where she's going through the trials and tribulations of high school.
Yeah, and like regular high school, not Witch Academy high school.
No.
Which I get. Okay, so that's the thing. The Chilling Adventures
I
of
watched
Sabrina,
it.
Oh, can't relate.
And it was fine.
Watched half of the first season.
Yeah.
And then it started to get a little hokey pokey. Not hocus pocus, which I wanted to mention because Disney wanted to give us a sexy witch, so we got Sarah Sanderson along with the other Sanderson sisters.
We did. That's the only
we got the
witch.
fat witch.
Yeah.
And then the head witch, who's a hag.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, who's I'm a ditzy blonde, but I'm also a witch. Come little children. Like, she gets to be that.
Yeah. And honestly, like, that's Sarah Jessica
I want somebody
Parker's
to be sexually attracted to them.
Best role to date.
She acted her ass off. I believed her.
I believed her. She was a sexy witch, and that's all I'll say. But yeah, so we've got Sabrina. Grew up with that. Practical Magic. That
okay, let's get into Practical Magic.
Love it.
That movie changed the chemistry of my brain.
Me too. It gives me love in a loveless world. And not even her like love with that guy, just like her. Sandy Bullock can do no wrong. I love her. And look, she has done wrong, and I'm just unaware. But to me, she is a witch.
Yeah. I really loved Practical Magic for like, first of all, the little bitch, that as of midnight last night, that's the soundtrack until winter. Like, that's just playing in my brain. I'm the third.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the aunt
it's
that was
Sandra
like, let's have margaritas.
Midnight margaritas.
Yes. Yes!
Oh my God.
You know, they actually
we need a
were
segment
drinking
called Midnight Margaritas.
Absolutely. They were actually drinking margaritas. They all got wasted during that scene.
Incredible, because I also love what is her name? The mom? Love her down.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was great. That's a great example because I looked up types of witches, and that's a great example of a house witch. And I loved it.
Love House Witch.
Yeah, I just love that they had that like botanical area of their
homey
house. Vibe. Yeah, and they were like, let's just go to the arboretum that's attached to our kitchen. Oh, that house. I want to live in that house.
That house was so pretty. I feel like the Hocus Pocus house was so pretty. His room that he was bitching about?
Yeah.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You got the coolest fucking room in the whole house.
Isn't that always the case? They have like the dopest attic house and they're like, I'm garbage and they put me up here and I'm angsty. And I'm like, that's way better than my like 10 by 10 room over here.
Sir, there's a staircase in your room.
Literally.
To an observation area.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Literally. He got the tower.
He got the fucking tower. How many houses have I gone by? Like, I wonder if you could climb up that. I would want that to be my room.
That is so relatable. We're all living the same life. Where I'm like, oh, that room is mine.
Yeah, as I walk by someone's home.
Yeah.
I would choose that one.
The vibes in Practical Magic were like, oh my God, they were perfect. Like, what a, like, perfect, like, realistic. Oh my God, when they put on the Halloween show for people every year. That's my shit. Practical Magic.
We have to watch it, obviously. It's time. It's time for all the spooky movies. One thing that I consistently forget is that the cast of Harry Potter are, in fact, witches and wizards.
I wrote that down. I said, Hermione Granger is a witch only by definition.
Correct, because they're not. They're like sorcerers or something, you know.
I'm like, they're magic. Yeah. They're not fucking like, you're not a witch. You can do magic.
Exactly.
But, like, real magic.
Right. Like, and except for the head bitch there that wears the hat and turns into a cat.
McGonagall?
Yeah.
That's a witch.
She's a witch.
She's a witch. The rest of, even the women are wizards. Like,
correct.
All of the, if you're a child, you're a wizard.
Absolutely. You're a wizard, Harry.
Even Snape was a witch.
Snape was, that's the head bitch, honestly.
Honestly. And, like, Voldemort wasn't a wizard, he was a creature. And then...
Sure.
He was an evil being creature.
Yes.
And then Gandalf is a sorcerer.
Gandalf?
I mean, Dumbledore is a sorcerer. And Gandalf is a... Gandalf's more of a witch than Dumbledore.
Gandalf is more of a witch, but that's just because he's, like, leading a pack of children.
So is Dumbledore.
He's different. He's, like, putting these children into horrible situations and calling it school. He's like,
I know. I'm like, Hogwarts, every year, it's like, Hogwarts is going to get shut down. I'm like, is it?
Honestly, like, I already dreaded school every year, like, coming. I'm like, oh, man, school's starting. Imagine, like, fighting for your life each year and being like, what's going to happen this year?
And being assigned points for it. Imagine they went and killed that troll in like year 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Bitch, they killed the troll and they like took 10 points for people.
Yeah.
Just like
I
was in the theater as an 8-year-old. I was in the theater as an 8-year-old fucking going, this is unreasonable.
Make it make sense.
The math is not mathing, McGonagall. And are they taking math? Where's the math teacher? They're taking defense against the dark arts.
Yeah.
They're taking, like, botany.
Right. You would think with, like, that stuff, they would still have to, like, measure stuff out, you know?
Yeah, like, where's the human stuff?
Right, because they still have to pretend to be human. Right? All those people...
Some of them will. And I guess, like, if you have magic, you don't need to do math ever.
I guess there's probably a spell that's, like, skipping all the steps that we have to go through. They don't need the calculator app on their phone. They just, like, point their wand.
Yeah.
God, what I would give to have magical powers.
Speaking of which, when I was a child, I was convinced I was Matilda, who is a witch.
Matilda is a witch. Love her for that. Or she is a witch.
Sorry. I was unprepared for love her for that.
I
know! Me too. Love her for that. But I thought, like, that movie also changed the course of my life because I was also Matilda. I was like, Tam Matilda.
Tam Matilda.
Tam Matilda. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just like not concentrating hard enough. Like I could definitely do it.
Literally. Do you know that I used to think that like actually this is the opposite. I'm not gonna say it.
No, say it.
I used to did you ever in school like wonder if someone had the power to read minds? And so I would like
No.
I would like think like if you can read my mind right now, like if you're listening, look at me. In like classes.
Okay, so oppositely, I thought I could put thoughts into people's head. So I would be, oh my god, if we had been in the same class.
You and I just like looked at each other.
And you would have been like, oh my god, she can hear me. And I would be like, I can hear you. Because I was on the end being like, yeah, you looked up because I told you to, bitch. In like 3rd grade.
That's so funny.
I was like, get up. And like, they would like move in their seat. I'd be like, oh my god. Like, I have to tell somebody about this.
I have to control this power. It's getting too strong.
Yes. Literally. Oh my god.
No, Matilda is an incredible witch. I also wanted to make things fly through the air. And I would try, like, I'd try to close doors and stuff with my head. Like, my mind, not my head. Next.
You know what? That's partially like how you blamed Judy earlier for something. That was partially my mom's fault because her too. I literally think that she believed that I could move shit with my mind. Because we would be sitting at like the dinner table and she would be like, let's try to close that door with our minds.
I love that. That's the type of mom I aspire to be.
I was like, and
she's probably distracting you from the demon crawling out of the basement. She's like, let's try to look over there.
Oh my god, so I think that didn't help. Like, the fact that, like, she maybe didn't think about it, but she was, like, low-key training me. And so, like, literally, so, like, I mean, the thing is, I've always said I'm kind of psychic, and my mom has also said I'm always kind of psychic, even from childhood. And I always thought about, if I ever have a daughter, and she, like, is kind of psychic, that's gonna make me feel weird. Like, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna be, like, spooked.
I'm gonna be spooked. Stop it. Stop talking.
Yeah, because, like, I have a vivid memory of my mom having, like, a deck of cards and doing the exercise where it's, like, say if it's red or black and I'll put it in the separate piles. And I got, like, a lot of them. And I remember she was like, you got a lot of them.
What do we do with this information?
Yeah, and, like, what also, like, encouraged me to feel like I was a witch is that the property I grew up on had a ton of land, actually. And, like, I was in the backyard making little potions because we had a mulberry tree and an acorn tree and a bunch of trees that, like, would leak sap.
Yeah.
And, like, literally, like, gummy sap. And I was back there, like, plucking in my little terracotta bowl. And, there was a creek, like, the mulberry tree grew on one of the banks of this, like, creek that we had. And there was, like, tadpoles and frogs. And, like, I had a very, like, you know, it was very easy to be out there and being like, I'm a witch in the woods.
Where's Sarah? Out in the back, being a witch.
Like, literally.
I love that. No, I agree. Honestly, my costume from, like, I was a witch for Halloween. I wanted to be a witch so bad. So for my costume for like 8 years was a witch. Like, I have so many pictures, and I was like, my mom was like, what do you want to be this year? I'm like, a witch.
And a ghost.
Girl, I did.
But you didn't want to suck in the sheet.
No, I wanted just a sheet. All I wanted was to be a sheet ghost. My mom didn't want me to suffocate, so she made me a
Klansman.
Literally, she made me, like we said, at best sperm.
I just like, sometimes when I'm feeling down and blue, I think about you as a ghost as a child, and I've never seen the picture.
You've never seen it? I'm afraid to send it to you because I know you're gonna put it on Instagram, and I don't want that as part of my image. But I will show it to you. Is there like a
kid standing next to you who's like Frankenstein or something?
No, I'm in front of my house, which had like Halloween decorations, and my dad made like. My mom and my dad made these huge, like, wooden decorations. And so I'm standing in front of a ghost. And I did point out that I looked nothing like that ghost.
Oh, my God. That is truly iconic. I love that. And I think all of the good, like, the reason we wanted it so bad is because all of the good witch movies came out when we were younger. Like,
yeah.
Not to be that bitch where it's like, you know how our parents are like, oh, what do you guys know? I'm like, now I'm like to Gen Z, I'm like, what do y'all know? Like, what do y'all know?
You know the remake, because that's unfortunate. Now it's just remakes, like Sabrina, the flippin'
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus too. I'm glad you knew what I was saying, because you could read my mind.
Exactly.
Everything, like everything's a remake, and that's fine, but it's also, they're not fine. They're bad.
Yeah, and like the way things are filmed now will not have a nostalgic vibe for them when they're older.
Yeah, the camera's not grainy enough.
No, there's a certain level of grain that I actually still, like, prefer.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it makes it feel like a movie and not like I feel like I'm watching a play now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard for me to enjoy, like, movies like certain levels of movies, especially like straight from Netflix movies, because I'm like, this looks like a play and not like a movie.
We sound like a bunch of old women.
That's fine. I'll be the old hag. But like Halloween Town.
Oh my god. Yes! It was so attainable when we were growing up. Everyone was a witch. Yes. I was like, let me go. When is my birthday? When is my time?
Yes, I was waiting for my letter. I was waiting for someone to come pick me up.
Anyone. I was out in the street like, anybody. I will go with you if you let me know how to be a witch.
I was even like grappling with my identity. I was like, can I be a human in a witch world? Can
I make it
like, what if I'm not a witch?
You're going through a crisis at like 7 because you're like, I don't think,
girl,
I don't think that broom's coming.
That could be a whole nother episode.
The owl isn't coming with my letter.
No. I was like going through an existential crisis at 7 or 8. I was afraid of dying at 7 or 8. That's another episode.
I was like too. I understand.
I couldn't listen to the song Landslides because I would start sobbing uncontrollably. I'm like, I am afraid of getting older.
That's because we're a witch. I was literally nostalgic for my youth at 8 years old listening to this.
Sorry. I literally was like, at literally 7 or 8 going, damn, I didn't know how good I am.
This is so cathartic because realistically, out of everything, that's probably the most fucked up thing about me.
I was on the playground refusing to play with people because I was just wallowing in my own self-pity. I was like, no. I've been afraid of changing. Children get older. I'm getting older too.
Like, enjoy it, kids. Enjoy it while you're young.
I'm like smoking a cigarette. You don't know what you got till it's gone. I'm like, why are you talking like that?
Damn, bro. Play like dragons with us.
I'm like, I'm booked till 1. I don't know what you want me to tell me.
Climb the mountain, take it down.
Turn around. Oh my god, don't let there be like puddles. Because now I'm looking at my reflection. Don't let there be snow on the ground because I'm like, I've been afraid of changes.
Just running your hand through.
Through the muddy snow.
Seriously, I have never felt so understood before.
Like letting the snow hit you dramatically.
Yeah. Purposely standing in like the drizzle.
Oh my god.
Landslide thing, that just cut so deep. Like, when I listen to it now, I don't think about how old I am now. I think about how old I felt when I was. Yeah!
I'm like, damn, when I was 7 listening to this song.
This shit fucking hurt.
It doesn't even hurt as bad now as it did when I was 7. I was like, I don't know why at like 7 it's cut so deep. I was like, oh my god, children are getting older. I'm like, that child was in kindergarten last year.
It's a mirror
too, bitch. I was like, these kids don't even understand.
Literally.
Look at them.
That is so. I have never met another person. I've like tried to explain it. Like, it is a pretty sad song about getting older. I'm like, you don't understand how I grappled with this fear.
That song literally sent me into. It changed the chemistry of my brain. And so literally, even in high school, I was like, oh, like, and I'm nostalgic for the past. I'm 12. Like, hello?
Stevie Nicks, also a witch.
Mother witch.
Full circle. Oh my god, that is so fucking fun. I wonder if anyone else has felt that way. Anyone who has had trauma in their childhood, because obviously that's the connecting link.
Fear. It's what it is. It's fear of having to be more responsible and feeling pretty responsible already.
Yeah.
And like feeling more mature and more adult than the kids around you as it is. So you're like, how the fuck am I even gonna I'm gonna have to do this for the rest of my life?
For sure.
Which is bleak and sad. But
resonating with a song about like aging when you're seven years old is probably a warning sign. I'll never recover from that. That's amazing.
I love that you wrote that you forgot Hermione was a witch, because that was one of my number one. I'm like, Hermione, I guess, is a witch.
I know. I was like going through it and I was like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. She's like,
how do I get, like, if I was a trope of a witch, I would want to be like, I want a middle ground. I want to be a sexy hag. Like, maybe I have a banging body and the warty nose. Like, or maybe like,
I could do like long silver hair, you know?
That's, when I think of myself as a witch, I have very, very long hair.
Yeah. I want a banging bod. I don't want a warty nose. Maybe like I don't pluck my eyebrows.
Oh, like there has to be something that's a little bit off-putting, I think.
I feel like there already is.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Don't say that.
Oh my god, that's so funny. The other people that I had for the media that we grew up with, which honestly, it was less we and more probably like my sisters, but I still saw it and I know you still watched it, but like The Craft and Charmed. Yeah.
The Craft, first of all, that's another one. And I could, you know what, there's a trend here. Anytime I'm watching a movie about being a witch, I'm like, oh, my people.
Yeah, exactly.
I, first of all, loved Nancy. I don't give a fuck. I think she was the best character in The Craft. Obviously steals the fucking show. That scene where she, like, finally is like, she is a witch, bitch. And she's like, he's sorry. Like, and she, like, becomes it.
Yeah.
I was like, goals. I was not afraid.
No, absolutely not. Iconic. Right. I feel like they tried to make her, like,
I forget her real name all the time. But she is, like, she was also in Waterboy. Yeah.
She also plays a slightly terrifying character there. Honestly, scarier in Waterboy. Played by Fairuza Balk.
Fairuza Balk. I love Fairuza Balk. She kind of just like has this.
She's got a very intense face. She has the
off-putting like snake vibe, like
yeah. Her eyes.
And I've said this before. Mouth. I love when women look a little bit scary. Like, I love the trend of having no eyebrows. I love, like, you look like an alien bitch at work. I love the trend of, like, having super crazy, like, crazy bushy eyebrows. I'm like, yes, Beast Boy, I fucking live. Like, yeah. And so for her, I was always entranced by her, even as a kid. I'm like, I can't look away. Like, seriously. She has this, like, hypnotic, like literally snake-ish vibe to her face. Yeah. And then I did not fuck with a white girl. And apparently they were racist towards the black girl in that movie.
Really?
Like, there were people on in the cast and on set that were, like, racist towards her. They were racist towards her in the movie.
Oh, what?
Yeah, in the movie, they, like, her whole thing is that they call her a negroid. Oh. Like, her storyline is that the popular girls are, like, bullying her, and then she does, like, they do, like, a spell, and she loses all her hair. The other girl.
Damn. I feel like I have to watch the movie again. It's been a long time, and I really, like, looking...
It's actually really good.
...at it, I feel like I really want to watch it again.
I was also thinking of movies that have witches in them. Like, that was one of the things I wrote down as talking points. And, obviously, nowadays, when you Google witch movies, the first thing that comes up is The Witch. Yeah. Which, I have said it before... I know that some people hate it, but I loved the movie The Witch. Yeah. The Black Phillip is so unnerving, and the voice that they use for him is like obviously layered a million times, so it sounds like it's like giving demonic and spooky.
Right.
I don't really rock with what's her name, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, I don't either.
Although I do like that she looks like a fish.
I like her voice, but I don't know. Her acting is very like, for me, she's just like she's one of those people that doesn't act. Like, she just knows how to.
She's her.
Right, she just knows how to kind of be like despondent a little bit. Like, she just is like, what's going on? And like that works for something like The Witch, because she's like confused, and it's a very like not a lot of talking in that movie, so it's very much just like,
yeah, she has the exact like temperament of a girl that age in her situation. Like,
right.
She does a good job because she was like the age of the character. Like,
yeah, she
has this kind of like, is she a witch? Like, you don't really trust her all the way because she's got this like annoyingness to her, but also like this innocence at the same time.
Yeah.
I really like the movie The Witch in terms of like a scary movie involving witches.
Yeah, it's just like a really different route than like I think most go. And I think that's what's really cool. I think just witch in general, like even throughout history of like the witch trials and all the different countries and stuff, like witches. Oh my god, your cat is screaming.
I know, you have to cut all that.
No, it's okay. It's just funny. I just feel like witch is another word for like powerful woman. And so like it is, and like obviously I believe that there is like power and stuff that can be attained by people out of practice and stuff, but like during those times and even now, like even just representing a witch, it's like the way a woman is represented, it's like either very powerful, but like if they're so powerful, they're almost always like the hag or something, because like that's how men view powerful women, as like a bad thing and stuff, you know. And so I just think I don't know, I think that witch is always like a symbol of just like a powerful woman and stuff like that. So and like even in scary movies, like even that, like she becomes like part of the coven, right?
Yeah, and her mom the whole time is like now becoming suspicious of her, and honestly, like her mom needed to die, but like she did, but she also is like, there's another aspect of like puritanical culture, right. So like now, because like her favorite, she never even really liked Thomason to begin with. That's her name in the movie. Yeah. And then on top of that, like her kids are getting affected, and like it's like it harkens back to the Salem witch trials. Yeah. And which I also looked at for this. I looked at the Salem witch trials, and like I looked at the Tituba, the person Tituba. Yeah. And first of all, that's a witch for sure, and she is that bitch. Like I almost never feel about witches that they're not that bitch. Like every time I'm like, oh, she's that bitch. Like I revere witches, and I also wish I was one. Like, but it's like, it's because the powerful woman archetype of like how you were saying that a powerful woman is a witch, and that makes her scary to men. So like very often they become hags, or like I'm just learning and I'm just like what is it? Born sexy yesterday. Yeah, is the trope. Yeah. Very sexy and hot, and also somehow a baby. Yeah. Like I love the idea of like a super powerful woman, even at the cost of being ugly. Right. Like. Right, because we're not here for the male gaze. We're really not. No, I really am not. Like, that's why I said, I want a sexy body because I want to have a sexy body. Right. And I want also the hag nose because that makes me like a classic witch. You know what I mean? Like I want to earn being a witch. Yeah. Like, it's not about having just like long nails and like a
Yeah.
Aldrin vibe for me. It's like, I will steal your soul. Like,
Right.
I want to have like a cabinet full of potions and like, girl, even now, there's like, that, it all comes back to practical magic. Like, there's a little bit of witch in all of us.
Yeah.
Because if I go to fucking Whole Foods and I'm that wall, I'm like, I'm a witch. Like, me putting shit in my little bag, my little fucking rucksack, my shopping bag, is me being a witch. Me fucking eating a huckleberry off a tree off the sidewalk, I'm a witch. Like, and also, I do think that is tied into, like, this, what is it called? Oh my god. When you're, like, they're like something sense. I don't know why I can't remember right now.
Sixth sense?
Yeah. So, like, your sixth sense, like, women's intuition.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, that's real, and that's why men call us witches. Like,
Right.
This intuition of, like, knowing that someone's looking at you, which obviously is rooted in hypervigilance, but, like, also knowing that, like, when moms, like, wake up out of their sleep and they're like, oh, my baby can't breathe.
Seriously.
Like, that's something. Or, like, I think we've shared on the pod before that, like, I literally willed my ex-boyfriend to text me.
Yeah.
That was fucking weird.
That was, but it was very incredible.
Yeah, so, like, and, like, I said it was, I'm like, oh, it looks like rain outside.
Yeah. You were having a very
when you walked out
day.
the building, it started raining.
Yeah.
So, like, stuff like that is why men think that, like, women's intuition has to be witchcraft. Like, being able to successfully predict something, or, like, I don't know, like, just know something. Like, leaving a situation, like, I know we have talked about this before, like, at length, but, like, if you leave a party or, like, a hangout with, like, a group of friends, and, like, let's say you, like, are meeting with, like, I don't know, your softball friends or something, and then you, like, get in the car with Matt, and you're like, wow, that was tense. And he's like, what are you talking about?
All the time. There's been so many situations where I'm like, that was really weird. And he was just like, he's like, I don't see how it's weird. Like, I trust whatever, that it's not weird. And I'm like.
And I think that's also, like, something that I actually haven't, I've been able to relate to that a little bit with my partner. But at the same time, because they don't pick up on stuff like I do. But them not being a man, I'll be like, no, like, think about the way that she said this. Like, she said this in a way because she was pointing it at that person. And they'll be like, oh my god, that's so real.
Yeah.
And whereas, like, having that conversation with a man, I imagine goes a lot like, I think you're reading too much into it.
Literally. And it's just like, okay, that's fine. It's a lot of, like, wait and see, I guess. Or, like, literally nothing happens. But it's like, you just don't understand, like, when I say I can read people really well, it's not just, like, that I feel like I have a good handle on things. It's that, like, I can feel when someone's an asshole. Like, and that's, you know what I mean? And I've literally never been wrong.
Yes. That is so real. And, like, I think it's also a disservice to say that it's because of just women's intuition. I think that men are not forced to be empathetic.
Right.
So they don't see past surface level because they're not forced to. Like,
no, it's very much like, oh, well, I didn't, whatever, like, whatever the situation is. It's like, oh, well, I didn't see any, like, red flags. And it's like, the situation's a red flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, and, like, the gaslighting afterwards of, like, I think you're being anxious.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so real.
like, sometimes it happens with my partner too, where they'll be like, and, you know, and the thing is, it's like, I can't deny it. Sometimes I am being anxious. For sure. Because I've been right so many times that I'm like, oh, surely I'm right again. But, like, that doesn't always make sense too. It's not like I'm fucking 10 for 10, you know?
No, I think what it takes is, like, thinking about it. I feel like my immediate reaction, there's a 50-50 chance it could be anxiety or not. Honestly, like, 80% chance it could be anxiety. I think when I think on a situation and I'm like, okay, we're fine. Like, okay, that was anxiety. And again, that, like, happens a lot now that I'm more aware of it. But, like, there's times where I think about a situation, I'm like, actually, that still sticks in my gut. Like, obviously something weirder or something different was happening or whatever. And it's like, okay, now you should take me seriously because I've been able to brew it.
Literally, like, and there is a very, like, once, for me too, I have to also do that, like that, asking the question of, like, what about this made me feel that way? And then you think about that, like, why do I feel that way? Is that rooted in how I feel about myself? Is that rooted about, like, was I anxious going into the situation? Like, really digging deeper. And then, but there is a very distinct feeling when you're like, no, this is not anxiety.
Right.
Like, if you have the question, like, is this anxiety? 9 times out of 10, it's anxiety.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll do it and be like, no, she was mad at him. And I think she was trying to subliminally tell us that he cheated on her. Like,
right.
Literally. And I have never been wrong when it comes to stuff like that.
Right.
So, like, that's where the anxiety and, like, the women's intuition start to, like, get really muddy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how much of this is intuition? How much of this am I projecting?
Yeah.
Or, honestly, just, like, projecting or, like, assuming the worst or, like, assuming something of myself. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And it's a lot of work because I feel like I used to just be like, it's all intuition. And so now, like, definitely working on that. But I agree. I think there is something about women in general just, like, have that sixth sense of, like, no, I feel this in my gut. Like, I know that this is happening and stuff like that. So.
Yes, the gut feeling being confused with, like, the chest feeling.
Yeah, seriously.
And then, like, but also there is something to be said about being in situations in which more often than not a woman is like, I feel like something bad's gonna happen. Like, I want to leave.
Yeah.
There's, like, a cat-like thing going on where, like, the animals know it first and then the women know.
Like, exactly. So I did have do you have anything else that you wanted to?
No, we covered all the witches on my list.
Okay, so to close out, I found a BuzzFeed quiz of what type of witch are you?
Oh my god, I love this.
So I already took mine, so we'll go over it after, but I figured I'll ask you these questions and then we'll find out what type of witch you are.
Okay.
So you're going to be so happy. You're a moon/ceremony witch.
Gag! Tell me more!
Looking up at the night sky, burning incense, you believe in following cycles and going through routines with these different cycles. That's it. That's my girl.
Sure do, baby.
I was a green witch, so mine was very nature-y.
Oh my god! And I've always said this about you. When I think of you as a color, I think of green.
That's my favorite color is like a deep, deep emerald green.
See, I picture you as like, this is my closet. Hang on.
Please.
Like this color green.
I knew you were gonna pick
lime
that.
On screen, but it's not actually lime. Like
it's like a sagey.
Yeah, well, yeah. You have this one like almost square neck long sleeve top that's green. That color green, I feel like I think of when I think of you.
I
like,
love that
color.
I hope that's my aura. I wonder what green means for your aura. I want to get my aura red so bad.
Me too. It's so expensive though. I know. But I want to go do that. It's like the We Are Aura.
Yeah, we should do it.
I would love to.
So yeah, I love the BuzzFeed articles. Can't get enough BuzzFeed articles. But I thought that would be a great way to close out. And I feel like they really like were spot on. Like, obviously you're a moon witch. Like, we knew that.
I mean, the Ren Fair costume I didn't get to wear was like a moon fairy.
Exactly. And mine was very like earthy. So look at that. We knew.
What a good first bitching hour.
I know, it was so good. So hopefully next week we can do our in-person recordings. We can exchange our anniversary gifts. And yeah, this was a really good bitching hour. I like it. It worked really well, I think.
It worked really well. Let us know what you guys think. And you can go ahead and write us in at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com. Also, you know us. We love to read you guys' scary stories, your encounters, thoughts you have, go ahead and send that to us on Instagram, which is ghoulbeanspodcast, or Gmail, which is ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, please. We'd love to hear from you. And any suggestions for topics for bitching hour, especially we're in spooky season. Practical Magic soundtrack playing in our head 24/7.
It is right now.
But other than that, thanks for joining us.
And spilling
the Ghoul Beans.